Hey fellow founders, how you going? Welcome to another video. Today's video I'm covering the monthly update for my startup Oqire. I've recently gone through Founder University, and one of the kind of key takeaways from that program was to keep sending a monthly update regardless of how much or how little traction you currently have. It's important to do that so that potential investors can see progress over time, right? I forget exactly which VC it was, but I always remember the quote that investors invest in lines and not dots. And what they mean by that is, if you talk to someone on day one, you put a dot, right? A month later, you give them an update, you've got another dot. A month after that, you've got another dot. Now we've got a bit of a line, hopefully it's trending up and to the right. So with my previous startup, Task Pigeon, I built in public. I published a lot of what I was working on, the revenue, the expenses, etc., via a blog. This time around, I'm just doing it as a YouTube video, see if it's a little bit different, and also it allows me to talk to the email that I'm writing. So Founder University, their recommendation is to put this in email format without any attachments, so people don't have to open it, that kind of thing. I've followed their template, and I'll just run it through and give a little bit more context beyond what's maybe here on the screen. So who we are, they always want to be reminded. So Oqire enables enterprise sales teams to close more business. I have put in the next one, which is how we do it. I think there's still a little bit of confusion, in terms of what exactly Oqire is trying to do. Compared to other platforms out there, there is a real key point of difference. I know I probably need to get better at defining that, but essentially Oqire aims to achieve this by aligning sales and pre-sales teams from initial discovery through to close. We're not trying to be a CRM. We're really helping pre-sales and sales teams be aligned from that sales discovery process and pre-sales discovery process. If you haven't worked in enterprise sales, you might be a bit unfamiliar with those terms, but essentially it's making sure that whatever you sell or propose to sell to your potential customer, you're focused on helping them overcome their problems, right? You're really trying to understand what their business is trying to achieve, because if you can help your customer achieve what they want, they're more likely to buy your software, right? Okay, next couple of things. I'm trying to keep this pretty short because obviously in email format, the idea is it's short, so I want this video to also be fairly short. Revenue, still sitting at $0. It is what it is. But talking to a lot of customers, or potential customers, I should say. Expenses, around $200 USD per month. That's just for a few tools that I'm using, like Phantom Buster, Uber Suggest for search engine optimization, etc. Current burn, $200 because there's no revenue. Cash on hand, I haven't put a dollar figure because I can self-fund this indefinitely at the current burn rate. I don't have any concerns over that. They do regularly recommend in a lot of the content in Founder University to use charts. Obviously, people are visual by nature, so if you have a chart, it makes sense. I don't have anything to chart at the moment though, right? I've only got one dot and there's no revenue. So yeah, not a lot to really chart at this point in time. CEO report, so kind of like what are the key things. So further validation of problem solution fit. So over the last month, I've been meeting with sales leaders, country managers, account executives, pre-sales consultants at companies including Microsoft, SaaS, Quantexture, HiBob, just to name a few actually, there's a couple more. I should probably put those in. But the key takeaway is that the problem that Oqire aims to solve is experienced across the board. All of these organizations have it. It's just the degree, like the depth of complexity. An organization like Microsoft, the person I was speaking to there, kind of highlighted the problems that they see in their process, and it was the same starting point, the same nugget, but just 10x larger, obviously because of the complexity and the size of the organization. So it was really good, solid conversations from all of those, people. Now, from that, the primary focus has been on product development, obviously, but this second point here, building a panel of sales and pre-sales leaders. So I'm starting to build a little cohort of people who are happy for me to keep going back to them, and I'm kind of turning them into a little bit of a panel to help guide the continued focus and direction of Oqire. Nothing's fundamentally changed from where I started, but those conversations have just been so great, and that really leads me to the next point, is that I've identified kind of 5 unique pillars where Oqire can add value. And this, out of those 5, like the first 2 of those 5 are where I started with the idea, and now I've kind of got these other 3 pillars where I can really see we can add value in the future as well. And really it's taking it throughout the sales process, from discovery through to close, but then on into customer success and ongoing management of that account, as well as competitive intel and analysis. The team, still just me. So founder, I don't really agree in putting the title CEO until you have a team to manage, but because there's a CEO report, I'll put CEO, and also full stack developer, just want to remind them of that. So for the product front, we, in the month of October, because this is talking about last month, added the ability for pre-sales consultants or sales engineers to define the solution problem fit and confidence level from a technical as opposed to sales perspective. What does that mean? Often salespeople will say, hey, I've got the best deal in the world, they've got budget, I know the timeline, I'm talking to the right people, this is going to close in 3 months' time. That's what you would use for a sales forecast. The pre-sales forecast, for lack of a better word, is, well, is the problem that customer has actually solved by the solution that we're trying to sell? You could have a product, you could have a sale that you're hearing all the right things in terms of the budget, the time frame, the people, etc. But if your product doesn't really have a strong fit, then there's going to be challenges in that. So that's what that capability allows pre-sales teams to do. And then when Oqire first launched, there was a set of questions that we used for the discovery process, as in they were predefined. We've now added the ability for team admins to create custom templates or custom questions, so that each team that uses Oqire can have their own unique set of discovery questions that are relevant for them and the businesses that they sell to. For marketing, been LinkedIn test campaign we ran. So I did a campaign on LinkedIn, spent about $150, and that generated an average click-through rate of 50%, north of 50% actually on one of the variations. So that was quite pleasing to see. The challenge that I'm working on though is, that ad was basically just trying to push them straight into, hey, sign up and test out the platform as a bit of a demo. I need to create some middle of kind of funnel content really. So whether that's a white paper or a brief video showing them what it does first, I think that'll help with the conversion. So that's on the to-do list. And then been using the LinkedIn Auto Connect into direct messaging approach, that velocity growth. Sorry, it's not growth, velocity growth, sorry. Velocity growth recommended during the Founder University presentations. So that's allowed me to connect with target prospects and then convert them to meetings, and that's generated 3 meetings. One of those was with one of these companies. The other 2 are with actual some pre-sales experts who basically sell services. So they go into organizations and help organizations optimize their pre-sales process. So yeah, just through that approach, it's been pretty fruitful in terms of meeting and talking to new people. Anyway, that's the monthly update. I'm going to do these each month, obviously, and it'll be interesting to see as time goes by how these evolve and develop. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.